Are you trying to build the best team in Madden? Well, head on over to instantmuttcoins.com to avoid the packs, save some racks. Link is in the description below. Use code CC now for 20% off. Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are here today. It is Team of the Week predictions, aka who do we want EA Sports to pick? It's kind of an odd Team of the Week this week. Obviously, a lot of you guys are fans of the teams that played, and some of your players maybe had really good performances, so shout out to that. Shout out to Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. It was amazing. Shout out to the Bills fans in my Twitter feed last night who thought Kyler Murray was terrible. Sucks for you guys. I don't know. That's rare. It doesn't happen very often. But let's get into it today. Let's see who we want to win. Who do we want to win Player of the Week and past heroes and limiteds and all that? Like I said, you know, when we do this, it's not about being 100% accurate. It's about I mean, honestly, it is totally about just these would be some good guards, and here's a couple things I think that should happen. So it was not the most exciting weekend, but a couple little key parts here. I think this should be a big week of plus ones. Personally, I do, because nobody like overly stood out to me, but I think a lot of players had really good performances. I think one basic lock has got to, I mean, unless Alex Smith has a card planned, Alex Smith's going to get a Team of the Week card, right? Even though they lost. Shout out to him for coming back. Almost went for 4 hundo. You could see Brady get a +1. DeAndre Hopkins, I think personally just deserves a +1 for the catch, just because of that. You've got players out here like Valdez-Scantling, who obviously he led the league in yards this week. It was just a little wild. Stafford could get a nice +1 there. Big Ben could. I don't think he will. Ronald Jones led everyone in rushing, but he had like a 300-yard touchdown run. Without that, he's not up there. But I think like Josh Jacobs makes the most sense. They had a big win. He's due for a card. I would not be surprised at all to see Josh Jacobs be our player of the week or the hero, whatever we want to call it. I also think, you know, Leonard Floyd will get an upgrade, and I would like to see Jamal Adams get a +1 for his game, even though they lost. You know what, 7 tackles, 2 sacks, forced fumble. It was a pretty good game. He had a pretty good game, so that's sort of what I would like to see there. Again, nothing's really going to surprise me too much here of whatever we get. I think that we'll just get it. We'll just get it. There's going to be a lot going on this week as well, so maybe not we won't have the most keen eye on it, but it was kind of hard, you know, when you've got some of the teams that we like the guards on those teams. They're all on bye weeks. It makes it a little difficult, but whatever they do. But I do think Josh Jacobs is probably going to be the hero. That makes a lot of sense to me. In the past, what has happened in the past? Well, there's been some pretty good games in the past. Right here, Lamar Jackson had a nice, perfect game last year. Daniel Jones had another monster game, even though they lost. 304. Mahomes, 443. Tyreek Hill, another big game. Derrick Henry, I don't think he gets an upgrade yet. Eric Harris, obviously, had a huge game for them as well. Grady Jarrett, not going to get an upgrade. Melvin Ingram is due for a card. Jamal Adams, again, had another big week. So these are names which the limited, like if it was Lamar, Tyreek, Mahomes, even Jamal Adams, I don't think they were going to give him 2 limiteds in a row, though, personally. Could be there. Danny Dimes could get the card. Clowney, this could be Clowney week, finally. He's going to come at some point, obviously. Dalvin Cook was the player of the week there, but he's obviously not getting another card. Dalvin Cook's just been on fire. We'll watch him tonight. Before that, we had Big Ben going for 5 touchdowns. Big week. Mayfield, Trubisky, and there's no way we're picking Trubisky, right? Zach Ertz could get it here. Allen Robinson's getting a card, right? Nick Chubb could get it. Aaron Jones could definitely get it here as well. But I don't think we're going for this week. Aaron Jones is due for a card for sure. This time we had Brady, Newton, Boye, Adrian Claiborne. Adrian Claiborne, this was his 6th sack game for the Falcons against the Cowboys. Would not be a very exciting card. Was probably the most deserving card of the week, honestly. Historically, that's a gigantic game. But again, like you see, Mark Ingram put up big yards. Bobby Woods put up big yards that game. But normally we just look here at the players of the week, and I don't. I mean, Cam could be Cam Newton week. That would be nice. I would like Cam Newton for sure. We go back here. Mariota, Eric Berry, Cam Chancellor. We know we would both like, or we would all like Eric Berry's and Cam Chancellor's in the game. I think that would be awesome. I don't even know if they're both in the league anymore, so they would be defensive heroes. We just keep waiting and 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 waiting. I mean, where are these cards at? We want them. Big Ben, Kirk Cousins, Bakari Rambo, Terrence Newman. Terrence Newman is someone who has been in the game before. Obviously up there, Adrian Peterson again. Tay Bryant. That's a big game too. That's a big old game he had. What are we looking here? Justin Forsett, Jaquan Jarrett, Aaron Rodgers, Pat Pete. We know it's probably none of them. That makes sense. Demaryius Thomas, obviously due for a card. Posluszny, Kuechly, Breeze. Demaryius Thomas. What did he do? He's not even up here on the list. I don't know. I don't know what he did. I'm not even gonna look. Who was he on at this time? Was he still a Bronco? Or Broncos? It's Peyton Manning. 100 yards. What do you have? 7 touchdowns? Click the wrong button. What we got here? That's the week we're on. Cool. Week. Going back here, Andy Dalton, Jimmy Graham, probably not. Sherman, probably not. Darius Butler, we'll just go with probably not. We got 2011, Michael Bush, Larry Fitzgerald, Andre Carter, Roman Harper. Fitz is obviously due a card at some point. If he got the limited here, it wouldn't surprise us, but he's got that MCS card coming up too. So, I mean, that's 2 months away. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to handle upgrades for those cards, which are already announced. Kyle Orton, Michael Vick, James Sanders, Brian McCann. No, it's not going to be them. Peyton Manning, Sidney Rice, Mike Brown, Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson again comes up every single time. Sidney Rice would be... I tell you what, Sidney Rice would be an amazingly good card. Sidney Rice would be a stacked card, okay? How good is Adrian Peterson? He's literally every week on the list. How good with Adrian Peterson is a phenomenal. Oh my, what a phenomenal career. Like, if you didn't realize it, look, there he is again, another week back. Adrian Peterson, guy, he is unbelievable. We got Peppers here. I still think he's part of the 50. I do think he's part of the 50. So I think it's Ray Lewis. I think Adrian Peterson's part of the 50 as well. Cromartie, Dansby, Bolger. No, let's just say nah to that. Nah. B. Willie Parker, Julius Pet. Willie Parker. I think Willie Parker could be a. Willie Parker would be really good in the game too. I think he would be really good in the game. Personally, I don't know. I don't really know who to pick this week because I feel like we got so much coming that like a lot of these names could just get cards. Just out of nowhere. They could just be in promos. They could just be in blitz. You know, like just out of nowhere. Hines Ward, Sam. Wow, that's an old name. Mike Peterson. That's a good game for Mike Peterson there. That's a really good game. Sean Alexander had another big game here. Larry Johnson, Clinton Portis. Okay. We just go back to 2005. We just cover like 15 years. So I do think it's going to be Josh Jacobs. I truly do. Josh Jacobs is probably the guy this week, which is fine. So that's going to be our running back. Let's go through this sort of again slowly. I wouldn't mind the Dansby, even though he's a linebacker. I just have fond memories of him. If we're picking Josh Jacobs, I'm not going to pick 2 running backs. I really hope they wouldn't do that. I'm going to say that Sidney Rice kind of fits the mold here. I think this would be a really good card for the offensive old player, Sidney Rice. I think that would be a really cool card. It would be a really usable card for sure. It would be an awesome card. In fact, nothing from that week. So we need our limited and our defensive player. I'm not going anything that week. We're not going to go anything with that week. I don't think we're getting those types of upgrades. I think our limited, we'll go with Demaryius Thomas for our limited, which is going to give us 2 receivers, but that's fine. That is fine. And then, yeah, I like Demaryius Thomas for the limited. I think he would be a pretty good card. Defensive pass hero. Let's go with Terrence Newman. He does seem to be in the game a lot, so we'll go with Terrence Newman. I think he would actually be a really good card too. I would love the Eric Berry / Cam Chancellor. I think that's probably who we would really want to put down. I just don't know if they're gonna. I just don't really think they're in the game for whatever reason. We've had a lot of chances on these cards and they've just been passed up, right? And so I feel kind of bad just like keep selecting them. I would love it. I would love it. But I don't know if they're in the game, and so it's hard for me to say that. Oh yeah, they do these guys. I just don't think that they have the rights. So we'll go with Terrence Newman. Could be Josh Jacobs, not the most exciting card. Sidney Rice / Demaryius Thomas. If we got one of those as a receiver, it would both be really good. Like right at the top tier for receivers for sure. Depending on how EA does their stats. And Terrence Newman could be right there as well. He ran a 4.37 there, so we like fast cards. He makes a lot of sense when we're talking about fast cards. So we'll see. Be great. Hopefully we get one of them right. I don't know. I don't care. I'm out. Peace.